now.
How much training have you put into this, mate, for this? Because obviously you retired as a professional boxer. We'll go over that for a bit in a minute. You retired as a professional boxer, and so you've had a little break. So what made you get back into? What give you the hunger again to get back into it, mate?
Well, I was with a friend of mine on a random one, and he was talking about because after boxing's what I love. I love the sport, and obviously I had my good go at that, and then he was mentioning about something about the bare knuckle, like because it's getting quite mainstream now, and so he was on about it. He said he was dealing with someone in the, and I got a call from the BKFC as I shown a bit of interest, and I just took it from there, and here we are. It gave me a little spark, So it's another chapter, so I'm looking forward to it.
Is it when did you first start watching the bare knuckle stuff in this country? Because it's been going sort of over 10 years now, isn't it? But it's like you said, it's only just really becoming proper mainstream.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't really watch. I don't, no perfect better person than William Joyce here on the, my friend here, William, alongside me on the show here. I just watch the fights on YouTube and hear about them, and but not the mainstream ones. And I just started getting since it got mentioned to me, and put in my head the idea about it. Then now I've got my eyes locked into it, and I've been watching a lot of it. It's a lot faster, and there's a different element to it than boxing, but it's not too far different.
I tell you what, the BKFC though, they are making big waves. I think they're following the UFC model, and they are doing good things in bare knuckle boxing. They're commercialising it, and hopefully Jamie win their world title and smash it.
Thanks, William. Yeah, it's going to be there's some. It's a good crossover as well, because you got a lot of hard cases, and you got a lot of like UFC fighters, the boxers in it. They're throwing good money at it for good fights. So it's combining the sports. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to it.
Looking around at sort of the scene here, Jamie, at the moment, I mean, you've got quite a few people. I mean, you've got a lot of people they've signed. Chazza, Danny Christie, all sort of around you. How do you see them as? Do you see them as potential competition eventually? Any of them, or?
Chazza's top fella. Hopefully, I don't. It's mate, whoever. You know what I mean? It's only business at the end of the day. You throw the money down, I'm ready to go any day. So if they put the date to me, and I'm in it to get the world title. So that's what I'm in it for, to go and be the world champion in it. So whatever route I've got to go to get there, so be it.
Can we, if we can quickly just go back a bit on your boxing career, Jamie? Because obviously your record was 25-2. That's right. That's correct. That's right.
Yeah.
Mate, that's an amazing record.
Hey, compared to what I was just watching the other day, I was watching like Willie Pep the other day. I think he had 250 fights. So yeah, my record ain't so great, but it was okay. But it was. I gave the best I could, and there was some good fighters in there, and I always gave 100%. So
would you say the fight against George Groves? George Groves just all of a sudden peaked for them last few fights, didn't he?
Yeah, George is a great champion, and I knew George. I've been away with him as we represented England as amateurs, and known him from a teen. So it was a good fight. He was way on top, and I was trying to knock him off the mantelpiece, and I nearly did it, but he's a shrewd old fox, and he stuck to his game plan, and he got the job done. So fair play.
You caught him clean early on, Jamie. You caught him a good shot early on. Second round, was it, or third round?
Yeah, yeah, I had him hurt a few times in the fight, and I think, you know, my trainer John Costello, he had a perfect game plan to go after 6, and where I was hurting him, I think I just got a bit eager, and I sort of went against the game plan, and I went to go for the juggler, and I shouldn't have jumped the gun too early because George Groves, is a very good champion, and he caught me with a good shot to the body. So fair
No
play to
disgrace, though. No disgrace. George Groves, fantastic world champion.
Yeah, definitely,
Mate,
definitely,
you
William.
know, you said you probably went in too quick. Did you see that he was hurt and thought that? Is that why? Did you see that you'd hurt him in that round?
Yeah, yeah, because you know, we had a game plan set out, and you know, obviously, everyone knows George is a big puncher, but I was hurting him in the fight, and I sort of went against what John was saying, and I went a bit early instead of sticking back, and you know, just playing it smart. But yeah, he was. I went for it a bit too early, so yeah, and he caught me with a good body shot. But you know, now I'm looking forward to this. The BKB. I think my style. I think it. You know, I think I can cause some waves in it. You know.
What weight are you going to be looking at fighting?
Well, where I was out of boxing, I was obviously I put on a bit of weight, and because you know, obviously, the sport wasn't my. You know, I'm either 100% in it or 100% not in it. So sport wasn't on my horizon then. But now I went up to about 15 and a half stone. But now, as William, I didn't see William so long ago. I've lost a lot of weight since the last time I was probably seen William. But yeah, it's I bring the weight down now. So it's either going to be under 79 or 75. I don't know I know the weight, but I don't know what the weight categories are. But it'd be either one, depending which one. This first one's at 78.
Jamie, how much do you know when you was a pro? Obviously, you had public. Some of your personal problems were made public. How much did your private life affect like your performances in the ring? Like when you was having problems outside the ring?
I think it affects, you know, because mate, they're only small problems. You know what I mean? I just, you know, I don't really get involved in too much bother. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think it affected my family worse than it did me. But it's no good for anyone, is it? You know, when they drop that sort of shit out there. But
no.
Yeah, and then when everything is sort of like comes to light, it's sort of brushed under the carpet. But yeah, it's no good for anyone. But you know, more for me because you need to be a bit more, you know, be a bit more observant of these things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that comes with age as well, though, I suppose, doesn't it? And experience.
Yeah, I think I've gained a lot of experience from making a lot of stupid mistakes.
Fair play.
Yeah.
All right, Willie. Thank you, Jamie. That's
No
been
problem
interesting.
at all.
Jamie, just before we go, what was
Yeah.
what was the highlight of your boxing career? Just before I move on to Willie.
My highlight is got, you know, so fight for the world title's got to be my highlight, you know, and obviously that's, you know, I'm not one of these people, you know, when I think everyone should. I don't have time for that, you know what I mean? If you're in it to be the best, you know what I mean? So I nearly did it, and it was a good fight. But now onto the BKFC, and I mean, there's no better man to pass it on to, William. You know what I mean? Is it your granddad, William?
No, I've got a tip for you. You mentioned earlier on you wanted a tip.
Yeah.
And a first cousin of my father, Big Joe Joyce, a proper legend in bare knuckle boxing.
That's right.
He used to dip his hand in petrol for 10 minutes every day. So, Jamie, you got to be doing it, but just don't smoke a fag afterwards.
Unleaded.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, but listen, Jamie, listen to someone like yourself, world-class fighter. Listen, you'll be all right. You know what I mean? You'll do good things, I'm sure.
Thanks very much, William. Thank you.
No problem.
Willie.
Yes, Dan.
The Oxford Joyces. You
That's
have
it,
where you currently live. Your family have been there for about 40 years. Is that right?
No, about 20, 25, 26 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's A long time.
Is that where you grew up, Willie, on the site?
Yeah.
Or?
But yeah, grew up here all my life in Oxford. You know, all family and friends. We come from, obviously, my grandmother and my grandfather. He moved over for work 50-odd year ago. He went to Manchester, went down to Oxford for a little while, and the rest is history. The rest is history. You know?
We, obviously, I mean, people don't realise me and you have been speaking for quite a while. And I think I put the video out the other week about, obviously, the fight that's going to take place at your place. I don't want to talk about that too long, Willie. But can you just say from like the Joyce end about anything you want to say and talk about regarding that fight before we move on to some more better things?
We'll keep it brief. So the fight is going to happen. The fight is 100% going to happen. So a message from a few senior members of the family the other day. We said Decca's got to bring down his paperwork. There's a lot of confusion about his convictions and his NFAs and what have you. But as Dean agreed with me yesterday, the fight has got to happen. So we're going to have a look at his paperwork when he does come down. But the fight needs to happen. A lot of people's contacted us and said, you know what I mean, it's not a job interview, it's not this, that, and the other. It's up to the police to convict him if he is guilty or what. Don't mean what they say. But the fight will happen. 100%. Dean's training hard. You know, Decca's training hard. Both men will come and they'll get the best of fair play. You know, they'll be looked after. And yeah, do you know what I mean? 100%. It'll all go smooth.
Thank you, Willie. I think hopefully that answers everyone. Obviously,
I just want to know, Dan, are you coming down?
Yeah.
Are you having a beer afterwards?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, mate. Fucking
hell. I'm sleeping under your house, mate.
Caravan.
Yeah, I didn't want to say caravan in case I offended you.
No, hey, William, you won't offend no. Go on, Jamie.
William, the last time I had a drink was when we were down yours, mate. I think I've drank for my life there now. I think I've knocked on the head after that.
Jamie came down for a couple of beers. I'm only staying 2 or 3 hours, and we didn't let him leave till about 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, it's a danger zone. Oh no, it was
a good night. Though, it was a good night.
Oh, brilliant company. Thank you.
We'll have to do it again, Jamie, after your fight, please God.
Definitely.
Man, you can imagine what parties must get like on that Joyce site. Wow.
You just have to come to experience it. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. We can't talk about it.
One thing I've learned about travellers from the pub I drink in, just as long as you leave the pub before 8 o'clock, you're all right. Because come 9, 10 o'clock, wow. Especially the young lads, they drink a lot, don't they? From about 3, 4 in the afternoon, especially on a Friday.
100%. Listen, no harm and no point. You know what I mean? We do get a bit rowdy, but listen, it is what it is.
That's it. That's advice to anyone. Just leave before 8 o'clock and you'll be all right. And never like I
do. Jamie came, and listen, we looked after him. He had a good night, so no, we're all right. The Oxford Joyces, you come and have a drink with us. The only thing you'll get is a bad hangover. That's it.
Hey, you definitely won't be driving home, that's for sure.
No, definitely not.
Right, boys, let's move on to a lighter note, if that's all right. Can I ask you both for your opinions on a few up-and-coming fights, boxing fights, obviously?
Yeah.
I'm going to start with you, Willie, and I'm going to ask you, there's no date, there's date pending, but we're not 100% sure, but your opinion on Anthony Joshua versus Usyk #2, mate.
Do you know, a lot of people's gone with Usyk. I'm going to go for Joshua. I think he's teamed up with Robert Garcia. Very good move. Garcia is a fantastic trainer, one of the best in the world. I think he's going to go in there and he's going to go there to rough him up. And you know what? I'm going to go with Joshua for the rematch. I said Usyk all along, but when I see him go with Garcia, I hope he just has long enough to prepare with Garcia. And I hope he wins the fight, and that'll obviously set the big fight up with Tyson, you know?
Yeah, hopefully. Do you think Tyson's retired or not retired?
Nah, I think he's just playing a game. You know what I mean? He'll when Frank Warren and Bob Arum comes calling, he'll fight again.
Okay, Jamie, what's your opinion on Usyk and Joshua?
I I think Usyk would do him. I think Usyk will win again. I think Joshua's got a top. You know, Joshua punches hard and everything else. He punches very hard, and I think his best bet is to go at him because that Usyk is different gravy. You know what I mean? And it'd be good. It'd be good to get the Joshua Tyson fight. That's everyone will want to see that. But I just think Usyk. I think maybe after the first fight, I think he will. I think he's just a step ahead.
Do you think he made a mistake trying to box him?
Yeah, but and I think he shouldn't have boxed him. How can you outbox one of the most technical boxers in your weight division? And his best bet is to try and land the big one.
Yeah, hit and hold.
My opinion. I think because he's very Joshua's got the power. It's just that Usyk is super skillful.
Yeah, there's a video of all his movement and punches in the fight. It's unbelievable when you just watch it on his own because his movement's like unbelievable, Matrix like.
Yeah, definitely, and but hopefully Joshua does it. He's got the power too. So it only takes one punch in that division.
Do you think the fact that Usyk's obviously had a lot of problems, he's been in Ukraine and stuff like that, there's a lot of rumours saying that his training camp's not going too good. I mean, I don't know how true that is.
Yeah, I wouldn't know, but someone of his stature, I don't think they're going to leave nothing to chat.
I personally think it'd motivate him more, to be honest.
Yeah. But it'd be a good fight. It'd be good to see like William saying there with that Robert Garcia. It's a great move, And if you got to use your best, what's your best abilities or what's their weaknesses, and what does Joshua have? He has the power, so you need to start and the explosiveness. So he needs to start. He needs to, putting that into place.
All right, thank you, Jamie. Well, I'm going to go straight on to the next one with you, Jamie, again. And I believe this fight is booked in Canelo Alvarez versus Golovkin number 3.
It's a fight I would want to see, you know what I mean? Because Golovkin, I think he's a great, but both of them are great advocates of the sport of the boxing. And Golovkin, I think the age might just get to him now, and I think Canelo will knock him out.
What, early, or do you think it'll be?
I wouldn't know, but I think Canelo will stop him. My opinion, just age is the factor. I watched Golovkin, I think, in his lap, but then again, that might be a bit of I don't know how long he's had out of the ring, but he didn't look too great again. Was it the Chinese fella? I think he boxed last, and he didn't look his best form,
Have you been watching a lot of bare knuckle, like the BKFC and that?
I watched a few. I've watched a few. I can't remember all the names. Is it Frank Tate, the big heavyweight? Yeah, a few. I've watched a few of the fights, but I don't watch too much. Even like I like to. Well, I don't watch my opponents or nothing like that. Really, I leave that to my trainer.
Yeah. Well, you've been doing this for it's got to be over 20 years now, Jamie, isn't it? You've been, since you started boxing.
Yeah, definitely. So I think this is going to be like a good little, this is the last part of my career to, end it with this and have a few good fights. I'm feeling well in the gym. Sparring's going good. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Brilliant. Willie, Canelo and Golovkin 3, mate. What are you saying on that one?
I think we'll go back to the first fight. I think Canelo lost that one. I think Golovkin beat him. The second one was close. But this third one, I think it's all about timing. And don't mind that fight the other day with Bivol and Canelo. I don't think that'll impact the result of this. I think Canelo, 4 or 5 rounds will blitz Golovkin. It's sad. I hope the fight should be happening in the third fight. But I just think he's going to go in there and just smash him up, to be honest with you. 4 or 5, maybe 6 rounds. And that'll be all she wrote. But sad to see. The first fight, I had Golovkin winning by about 3 rounds. Second fight could have been a draw, you know. But timing's everything, isn't it?
Do you think? Why do you think he's not gone for the rematch with Bivol straight away?
I don't know. I think he's going to fight Golovkin, and it wouldn't surprise me if he didn't even fight Bivol after that. He might go back up to light heavy, have another fight. You know, maybe fight a Joe Smith or someone. He's fighting that Beterbiev, you know, and then maybe go for the Bivol rematch. But the thing is that Bivol, he has a fantastic jab, and Canelo just couldn't get past it, could he? All night long. And I don't know. And I know he went from light middleweight to light heavyweight. He's won world titles along the way. I don't think though he'll be any good at light heavyweight, not for the foreseeable future.
Okay, before I move on to the next one, that's quite an interesting comment someone's put. I want to ask what you two think of that. AJ needs Peter Fury to train him. He will win 100%. What do you think of that?
Peter Fury is one of the best trainers in the UK, isn't he? Or in the world, to be honest. He's a fantastic trainer. Look what we've done with Tyson, his son Huey. And here's a quick one. Savannah Marshall, of course. I mean, and she's fighting obviously Carissa Shields. That'll be a great fight.
That'd be brilliant.
Huey's got Michael Hunter, and that is going to be a serious fight. It's a proper trade fight. It's going to be a good one. I fancy Huey to win. Huey will win that fight.
He's a smart boxer, Huey.
Yeah, he's improving. He's improving. Listen, he fought good men early in his career. Had a few losses, no harm in that. You know what I mean? He went and fought Pulev in Bulgaria. He fought Povetkin when Povetkin was still knocking out people. He's I think he'll be all right. It's a WBA eliminator. Good luck to him.
Full credit
got
to him.
Good chin and all, Fury. Huey Fury, and he can take a punch.
Ducks nobody. Does what he has to do, you know?
Duck no one, and he was only young when he was doing them as well.
Yeah, I mean, he fought Joseph Parker for the world title when he was very, very young, didn't he?
That was a very close fight, wasn't it? Very close fight.
It was.
It'd be good to see him and Parker fight again, maybe in a year's time or something.
I'd like to see him fight Joe Joyce, you know.
Yeah, that'd be a good fight. That'd be a very good fight. Very good fight.
That's another one. Joe Joyce, boys. I know this was set, but it's been cancelled or postponed. Joe Joyce versus Joseph Parker. Now, that interests me, that fight.
That's a fantastic fight. I think technically Parker's a better boxer, but obviously Joyce is he's a steam train. He's going to keep coming all night long. I wouldn't know how to call that fight. I wouldn't know how to call it. Maybe Joyce. Joyce might just nick it.
Yeah, I'd say Joyce as well.
What do you think, Jamie?
I think that's it. That is, mate. He's a resilient fucker. That Joyce, isn't he? Gee, mate. I think you can hit him with a double-decker bus and he wouldn't move. You know what I mean?
He broke Daniel Dubois, didn't he? He literally broke Daniel Dubois. Everyone thought Dubois was going to beat him and knock him out, but he took some big punches from Dubois, straight clean on the chin and all.
Well, Dubois, he has a fantastic opportunity to win the world title this weekend, WBA. I know it's the regular title, but it was good enough for Pacquiao. It's good enough for Gervonta Davis. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is. It's a world title. Canelo won it against Rocky Fielding. So if he wins that, he's going to open up some serious doors, you know?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. Right, boys, what about this one? It's been announced this week. Chisora Pulev. For me, Chisora's my favourite fighter. I don't want him to retire, and this one's at the O2. It might be the last one, but when I go to the Chisora fights at the O2, the atmosphere is amazing, as I'm sure, Jamie, you felt before when you had your fights. When the arena's like when the crowd's alive, there's nothing like it, is there?
Yeah, I feel the best arena I ever box is the O2 for me. Best atmosphere, yeah.
Brilliant atmosphere. Yeah, so that one. Chisora. What do you make of Chisora and Pulev, fellas?
Jamie, you want to go first?
Yeah, I think when we were speaking about this the other day, William, but I didn't even know they fought before. That's how much I watched the boxing.
Yeah, they fought over in Bulgaria. I think it was the European title 5 or 6 years ago, I'm sure.
Yeah, I vaguely remembered after, and but I think Chisora. He's hot and cold. When he turns up, he turns up. And he's an hard night's work for anyone. So I think if it depends what mood Chisora's in. And I think Chisora definitely has the tools to beat him. Definitely, it just depends what Derek turns up like.
He had a good first fight against Usyk, didn't he? I thought he beat Usyk, to be honest.
Mate, he went up there and he did exactly. He used what he had to do. He ain't gonna outbox him, and he just put it on him, didn't he, William?
Yeah, 100%. And he had a good first fight against Parker. He could have won that one, but to be honest, the second one, Parker got the game plan down to a T, didn't he? He got it down to a T.
His new trainer, didn't he? He done well with that new trainer. What's his name?
Andy Lee, yeah, Andy Lee.
Yeah, Andy Lee.
Yeah, Andy Lee was one of my favourite people I used to watch. Try and learn from when I was not Amos, probably knows that, but Andy, I used to watch him all the time because he was southpaw. That look of his style, oh man.
He knocked out the fella in America, Jackson. Forget his first name. He was behind in the fight. He absolutely pummeled him.
Yeah, I remember that he was behind in the fight and then he pulled out that hook, didn't he?
Yeah, 100%. And he beat Matt Korobov, WBO title that time. And Korobov was favourite to win the fight. He stopped him 5 or 6 rounds, I'm sure.
Yeah, and Andy Lee was amateur, professional, an absolute amazing fighter for me. Really, really good.
Just shows you the standard that Billy Joe Saunders was, or is, because Billy Joe Saunders beat Andy Lee, didn't he?
Yeah, Billy Joe, very good fighter too, and I was actually there that night watching the fight, and he just Billy Joe's a great fight, but they're both brilliant. They're both brilliant. They're both world champions, and what a fight.
Yeah, Billy Joe, 2 world titles at 2 weights. Good luck to him. Fantastic fighter. I think he'll fight again. They're on about him versus John Ryder, isn't he?
Is he fighting John Ryder? Is he? Yeah.
And they fought about 7 or 8 years ago for the British title. But that's the talk anyway. Eddie Hearn wants to make that fight.
Yeah.
So it'd be a good fight, a fantastic fight.
Definitely. I've seen Billy losing the weight, mate. He's got skills coming out of his ears,
All right, boys. One fight I want to ask you about as well, which I'm sure you've both seen. You don't have to give too much of an opinion on it if you don't want to, but I want to ask you both individually what you thought of the Danny Christie and Decca Heggie fight, which has obviously started off a massive, a massive thing of people wanting to do bare knuckle boxing and fighting and stuff. What was your opinion of that, Willie? You saw that fight, obviously.
Yeah, so a fantastic fight, and obviously Danny Christie has got the BKFC deal on the back of it. You know what I mean? But a fantastic fight, great fight. Yeah, Decca obviously was the aggressor. Danny, obviously a better technical boxer, and I think they went down in BKB folklore with that. 2.5 million views. Someone told me the other day they got.
Unbelievable.
But I think Danny Christie, he has the potential, to do well in BKB, and as a boxer anyway. I think he's very skillful, very, very skillful. He knows his stuff. And Decca as well. Listen, a tough man. Whatever people says about him, he's a tough dude.
Yeah, very tough. I mean, considering the weight that he was giving away as well, and Decca can hit hard, really hard. And you see on the video, he caught Danny with some big, and Danny did him. He caught him with some big straight flushes right on the nose, and barely rocked each other.
They have good chins. Definitely have good chins. And I don't think the two of them was proper fit for that fight. It was a late notice thing. It was called a few days' notice.
Jamie?
Yep.
You watch that fight, obviously, as well?
No, I didn't watch it. I'm gonna get it on now. I think I did hear about it, but I'll get it on. So I'll have a little look at that, William.
Yeah, you get it on YouTube.
Yeah, I'll get it on the YouTube. But like I said, I don't watch too much fighting. I only watch a couple of the big fights now and again. But
Jamie, Decca Heggie is though. Obviously, have you seen any of his fights?
Yeah, I know they are. Yeah, and
if you was fighting someone like him, Jamie, like who was a lot bigger, how would you play that fight? You know, like if you, because Dean's obviously a little bit lighter than him. How would you play it? Because you obviously would be the same sort of lightness. So if you had to fight someone that size who could take punches as well, what would you reckon your game plan would be?
I definitely wouldn't stand there and trade with him, that's for sure. But I'd, no, I just, I just try and break him down. Just pot shot him till, just keep on chipping away. I wouldn't stand there.
You're southpaw as well. You're southpaw as well, aren't you?
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, you can't. A big strong man like that, you can't stand in the way with someone like that. You know what I mean? You've got to use what works against him.
Someone said there, use a bat. That's 100%
right. So when you say that, you mean like moving, jab, move out, or like just try and keep away from him, because he's one of them fighters that tries to close people down as well.
Yeah, keep offsetting him. But you know, I'm here talking about it. It's one thing talking about it; it's another thing doing it, isn't it? But
yeah, but you've done it, so you you have done it. This been your career, isn't it? And you're going to do it again, you know.
Yeah, for sure. But it's with yeah, definitely you'd have to try and use what will work against him. That's for sure.
And how would you stay away from them like punches? You know, them big heavy hands, like just from years of experience and movement.
Yeah, I'll just use my feet. Use my speed. Obviously, you're going to be a lot faster than a bigger man than that. And yeah, just just try and just keep on chipping away. Keep on chipping away until you can make a dent in him. Because there's no good standing there and getting your head blown off by some strong, massive guy, you know.
Jamie, how many fights have you gone into, with a game plan, and the fight has made you have to completely change your game plan? Is there any fighters where you've gone in and you've been shocked and you've had to like adjust and change the game plan completely? What you're doing?
Yeah, when I broke my hand in one of my fights, and so I had to start just trying to target the body instead of hitting in the head, and just trying to use my other hand as like a decoy, you know, fake him with that, and or trying to hit with the body with that, if you know, because you don't really feel the pain when you're in the fight, and then yeah, just use what you can, you know what I mean? Just try and get through the fight.
What round did you break your hand in?
The third round. Yeah.
Third round. Wow.
So I had to do another 9 rounds. Yeah, but it's but yeah, you got to use
permanent damage, obviously, because once you break it, if you keep using it, obviously, it's more likely to get more and more damage. Was you worried about that at the time, or you didn't really?
Yeah, it stopped my boxing career for a couple of years. So because I couldn't get it fixed. Well, I did get it fixed, or I got it fixed, and they messed up the operation until I met a guy. Be handy for anyone. His name's called Dr. Mike Hayton, and he fixed me hand, and then that's when I returned to boxing again. So yeah, almost respect to Michael Hayton for fixing my hand again. Now it's better than ever.
Did you have to go to like rehab for your hand?
No, I did it all at home. I just did it. He gave me all the equipment and everything else like that, and all the exercises, and yeah, slowly but surely, my hand got stronger and better. So yeah, that's and otherwise I wouldn't be going in the BKFC, that's for sure, if it wasn't.
Right. Does it mentally play on your mind though that's happened? If you're in a fight, do you think about it, or it just doesn't cross your mind, like when you're sparring or anything like that?
No, because it happened years ago, so it's all fine now. But it makes me think to punch a bit more correct, though, you know, not just willy nilly. Because you know what I mean. But yeah, it was in a bad way. I broke all the metacarpals in my all the metacarpals in my hand. So yeah, without Mike Hayton, I wouldn't have had wouldn't be able to box again. So it's down to him really.
What do you think of the hand wrap style of the BKFC? Because they have to be an inch below the knuckles, don't they?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I I've been training like trying to do them like they have them on the TV now or whatever on the contest, and just training like that really. But it's as long as you know it's at least you've got some support there on your hand. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's I thought we was going to be without no raps. You know what I
mean? They've just signed MVP, haven't they, or something?
That's right. I think he's the headline for the London show. That's it, William.
You know what I mean? They're massive. They, I mean, they are, and some of the purses that I'm hearing, I mean, they're paying proper money, good money. Good luck to them, you know.
Yeah,
good luck to them.
It's really blowing up, and look, you know, Dan, like you know, William here, we're on the phone with him. It comes from his blood, like you know what I mean. It comes from his culture, you know what I mean. All them, they've been settling everything like that for years, you know what I mean. So now to see it getting all mainstream is unbelievable.
I've got the app as well, the BKFC app, which is brilliant. If you like,
I've got it on my phone.
You got it, Willie?
Yeah, I think I paid £30 for the year or something like that. It was a few months ago. Yeah, I paid a yearly thing on it. Yeah, it's good. It's good. I've been following it. Very good. They've got that Chad. Is it Chad Mendes?
Yes. Yeah, that's a good signing.
Do you know? And he won his debut there. He boxed McGregor. He fought McGregor, didn't he, in the cage?
Yeah, McGregor beat him.
Yeah. I'm not a massive fan of the UFC, to be honest with you, but I did watch that fight. I used to watch McGregor's fights. You know, but
it seems a natural progression for people who fight at the UFC, doesn't it, to do the bare knuckle?
Especially if they're going to be earning the same money, or even better in some cases. You know what I mean? They're going to do it. They're going to do it.
Yeah, it should
they joined with that company, didn't they? BKFC teamed up with the company that puts on all the old style fights. You know, like I think they did the Tyson one and them some. So they joined forces. So I'm pretty sure they pumped some money into the BKFC, you know, because they seen how fast it's growing. Triller, they're called. Triller.
Fair play to them. They're doing great things. Great things.
And like you say, it's very similar to the UFC, isn't it, with the app.
Their model is the exact same in it. They've non-title fights is 3 rounds, title fights is 5 rounds, but obviously they're only 2-minute round. But they've copied it. But you got the one in England, haven't you? The BKB in England, they're doing well. You know what I mean? They're doing good things.
Yeah, you got quite a few. I mean, you got BKBTM, Bad to the Bone.
That's the one I'm on about. Yeah, that's the one I'm on about.
Yeah, they've been around. They used to be called B-Bag. Well, you know Andy Joins Top Lift, or you knew of him, didn't you?
Yeah, I don't know him personally, yeah, but I remember him back in the day.
And that was B-Bad originally, you know?
That's right, 100%. Yeah. Listen, they're doing the O2 Arena. Well, the Indigo, aren't they? The Indigo, whatever you call it.
How would we know where Apollo is, mate, in the chat? This is not Apollo's chat. This is Fighting Talk UK, so we wouldn't know in here. We don't get involved in all that crazy stuff. But big shout out to Apollo. He's doing good things, isn't he? Brett May's fighting on 2 BKFCs. There's a lot of English chats. Anyone in the comments got any questions for Willie or Jamie before I let them continue with their Friday nights? So only 1 week to go now. Willie, dare I ask both your opinions on the Dean and the Decca fight? Is there enough footage or anything of Dean for us to talk about that? Or
well, I'm speaking to them both. I know they're training very hard. It's gonna be a good fight. You know what I mean? May the best man win. People are saying that Dean's not going to turn up. Dean's turning up. Trust me, Dean he's turning up the fight. Same with Decca. Decca's turning up the fight. You know, the two of them's going to go at it. And listen, we'll show them the best of fair play. And if they shake hands after it, it's up to them. Hopefully they do. If they don't let them go to separate ways. You know, but it'll be a good fight.
Live follower. Yes, the Joyce family don't know you, mate. You was putting stuff up yesterday, bud. Willie definitely doesn't know you. I can confirm that. I don't know why you keep posting that, mate. It's a bit weird.
Yeah, definitely don't know who it is. 100%.
But now to do with it. Live follow. I'm not going to block you. Just keep putting them. I'll just ignore you. So there's a lot of support for Dean, you know.
Listen, Dean's a nice fella. He is a nice fella, and do you know what I mean? He's coming to win. You know, and he's gonna give it everything. He's gonna give it everything, and I'm sure the same with Decca. You know, it'll go down to the wire. It's gonna be a close fight. You know, Dean's probably a better boxer. Decca is tough. You know what I mean? He grinds his opponents down. It's going to be a fantastic fight. Fantastic fight.
Is there any details, Willie, whether it's like in a ring, or do you know any of the finer details of it yet, or we're not sure about that, mate?
12 foot by 12 foot. That's what it's going to be.
Okay,
in a ring, yeah.
Nice one, Willie. Thank you very much.
Mm.
So the Oxford Joyce. No, the Oxford Joyces haven't seen it. They stated the other day, what's it, 48 hours before, Willie? Are you meeting him?
He's coming down 48 hours before to show the paperwork, but the fight has to happen regardless. Do you know, he's going to show it. We're going to look at the convictions, and if I mean, there's a lot of, I've been told a lot of NFAs, I don't know, to be honest with you, but the fight is going to happen regardless. You know, it has to happen for Dean's sake, for Decca's sake, because I mean, what are they, if the fight doesn't happen, what are they going to be called? You know, Dean's going to get a lot of stick because Dean wants to fight. He's put his heart and soul into training. Decca's the same way. Do you know what I mean? He's put his heart and soul. So just let them fight. You know what I mean? It's up to the police or whatever to if he is what he is. You know, but it's not about showing a wrong and fair play. That's bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Someone's put there in the comments. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see that. Like it wasn't the Oxford Joyces that actually called this on. It was called on, and they said, look, they were giving fair play because somebody needed to step in and you know, make sure this didn't get out of hand or get stupid. And that's the safest place for this fight with Willie and his family, 100%.
Yeah, 100%. Anyone that comes down for trouble, you know, and I want to say it in a polite way, they won't be let away with it. You know what I mean? It's all going to be respectful. Dougie Joyce going to come down with Dean, and do you know what I mean? Joe's obviously there for showing fair play for Decca. We'll all be there, and it'll go off without a hitch. But the fight is 100% happening. A lot of people saying the fight is not happening. I don't know why. I mean, it's on. The fight is happening.
Yeah, unfortunately, one person says that and makes something up on YouTube or mishears something, and it gets spread like wildfire, isn't it? But no one will. That's why I'm glad that you've come on, really, Willie, just to clear everything up.
Yeah, 100%.
And I'm sure everyone's looking forward to it. But boys, have you got any shout outs or anything to anyone?
No, just a pleasure having you on.
Oh, Jamie, thank you, mate. Like your boxing career, it excited me again watching some of your fights today, mate.
Mate, yeah. Hopefully, I can bring some excitement to this BKFC. William's going to be there with me anyway, and yeah, I'm just going to give him my best, mate, and put on a good show. And yeah.
When are you booked for? No, you're not on the July one, are you?
No, they changed the date now. It's August 20th. It was meant to be in July. It's still all the same details.
Right.
OVO Arena, Wembley Arena, whatever it is. And yeah, so but just on August the 20th now, I think due to some behind the scenes stuff. But yeah, August the 20th. Let's get ready to rock and roll.
So you are on the same card as Danny Christie, Chazza, Brett May.
I'm not too sure. All I know is that MVP's on it.
All right, yeah. It's going to be a massive card, mate. It's going to be brilliant. There's going to be so many fans there, especially to watch you, bud.
I just want to, if I can answer one of them comments, and it will be the last. I won't be speaking on it anymore. It says there, Decca's going to argue that he's acro and his name is clear, this, that, and the other. If the NFAs are not on there, it will be stated. We will tell people the NFAs wasn't on there. Do you know? It will be. We will make a video and say what we've seen and this, that, and the other, and the fight is happening. You know.
Yeah, everyone agrees. The video should stop now. They should just get next week out the way, and everyone move on after that.
Yeah, it'd be a very good fight. A very good fight. I just want to give one shout out before I go to all the Joyces out there. Every Joyce of a Joyce. Big shout out to you all my
Can you
family
tell
here in
all the
Oxford.
Joyces to subscribe as well, please, for me?
All the Joyces, subscribe to Dan Fighting Talk UK. His heart is in the right place. Proper channel. And we shout out to all my family in Oxford, Mo, Manchester, Bicester. We have family here in Bicester. Listen, up Joyce, up Joyce.
The Joyces, go on, boy. Absolute gentleman. William's a good friend of mine, mate. Absolute gentleman, Dan. Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me on.
Same with you, Jamie. Very, very good friend of mine. And
treated me tenfold when I was on the site. So yeah, William.
Because you kept saying you're going to give us one of them left hand, right hooks, you know. Southpaw. Dan, how long have you been doing this, Dan?
What's that, bub?
How long have you been doing this YouTube?
Oh.
This one I've been doing for 6 months now, but I was on it like 10 years ago.
I recognise your voice from years ago. I said that to you the other day. Yeah, 100%.
Thank you. Oh, I didn't send you the video, did I? I'll send you them videos I was saying to you about. Timmy Joyce, big shout out to you. There's a Ryan Joyce as well somewhere. A kid called Ryan Joyce who used to message me. He's disappeared. Do you know him, Willie?
No, Ryan. That's my brother on that there, Timmy Joyce. That's my little brother.
All right, Timmy Joyce, how are you, buddy? Don't forget to subscribe, and I hope to meet you next week, my friend. Boys, thank you very much for coming on.
No problem, Dan.
Oh, just before I go, Willie's, if you go up to the top of the comments, please go and subscribe to Willie's channel. He's going to be bringing some of his own content out soon with Jamie as well. There's rumours of maybe a podcast with him, which would be brilliant. So if you can go and sub to Willie's channel for us, and they're both on Instagram. What's your names on Instagram?
Go on, mine's Jimmy Pro. What's yours, William?
William_Oxford_Joyce.
And can I just say, Jamie is the first person to follow me with a blue tick. So thank you, Jamie.
Hey, that blue tick's nothing, mate. I didn't even do it myself. The match is set up for me.
It's too modest. You're too modest, Jamie.
Oh, no.
Cheers, Timmy. Right, boys, thank you very much. We'll look forward to next week. Jamie, I'll look forward to Wembley. There's going to be a few of us coming to Wembley. There's so many lads on there. It's going to be a brilliant night.
Yeah, it should be.
Jamie's coming down to the fight next week, ain't you, Jamie?
Yeah, I'm coming. Yeah, I'll come down. I'll come down with him. Yeah, it'd be good.
You can meet him in person, Dan.
All right, I'll see you next week then. Thank you, Willie. Thank you, Jamie.
Boys, God bless. Good night, and I'll speak to you all soon.
Go and subscribe to Willie's channel. Willie's channel, the link is in the description. And go and follow him on Instagram. And they might be on Facebook as well. Thank you very much for everyone.
Thank you.
Boys, good night. God bless. Thank you.
Jamie and Willie, good night. Thank you, fellas.
Cheers.
Cheers, Jamie. See you later on, bud. Well, there you go. Thank you very much, everyone. Really nice fellas, both of them. Brilliant. BKFC Wembley. Wow. Think of that. Like, I don't know how much the tickets are for that, but just think of that fight card. I mean, you've got to there's so many lads on there, aren't there? They've probably got it sorted by signing, the boys, haven't they? Imagine how many people are going to be there for Jamie alone. Danny Christie, Chazza. It's going to be amazing. Thank you very much, Daniel Bruce. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? So as you can all see, according to everyone, the Dean and Decca fight is still on. What's everybody up to? Thank you for coming in and watching. A really good interview, isn't it? Willie's a gentleman, so's Jamie. David Griffin, good night, my friend. Thank you very much for coming in. Peeps, can you just hit the likes on the way out? I've got my son tomorrow. I'm really, really looking forward to spending the weekend with him. I hope all of you have a great weekend with you and yours. Thank you very much, 3D Fight Club fan. Enjoy the weekend with the kids, innit? And it's going to be nice. So go out. If you've got mental health or anything, go out, have a little walk, innit? If you live in Kent, you can come to my house and take my dogs out for a couple of mile walk, innit? That'll sort you right out. And they're a bit vicious though. They like biting people, so be warned. And they're only little, but they pull off. Thanks very much, everyone. Much love to you. Possibly got Danny Christie next week. The Fuse. See you then. Thank you. You too, Daniel Bruce. Everyone else in the chat as well. Have a brilliant weekend. Thank you very much for coming.